What's up, sneaker gang? It's your girl Kate, and I'm back again with another video. So today's video is a conversation based off questions to the person who I'm going to be interviewing, which is Shiloh. And it's going to be based on sneakers, authentic sneakers, replica sneakers, just the whole nine. So I met Shiloh on Instagram. I reached out to her because I noticed that she likes sneakers. So, and then she agreed to do this interview. So that's where we are with that today. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Hello, everyone. This is Shiloh. We have a set of questions for her in this basket, and she's just going to answer them. So she could just start off by, well, before we start, I actually have kick of the day. So these shoes is what I'm pairing today with this kind of crew neck sweater or whatever. It's my 11s from 2017. The bottom is like yellowing or whatever, so it's real old. Do you want to show a pair of shoes for today?
I will, but a trick for the yellowing, I hear if you put developer on the bottom and then wrap it with saran wrap, sit it out in the sun.
Yeah, I've heard that too, but I've never tried it because one, I'm scared, and two, I kind of think like the yellowing on this shoe is kind of okay. Like on my cool grays, I wouldn't want it to yellow, so I would definitely put a developer on that. But I was like, this shoe, I'm gonna.
Look, and it's not super yellow yet, so
Yeah, so it's getting there, but I don't wear it a lot because it started yellowing.
And then my kick of the day would be, I want to say these are the Sam Miss foam runners. They have like the marble back. I didn't go anywhere today. I just been wearing around the house because it's probably the most comfortable shoe I've ever owned. Like, I hate Crocs. These put Crocs to shame because everyone's like, oh, Crocs are so comfortable. They're not. These are probably like the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn.
What I could say is Balenciagas too are really, really comfortable. The runners, the most comfortable shoe I've ever worn. I could wear this shoe all day, every day for days. I don't own Crocs. I'm not a fan of it because everybody else got it, but most comfortable shoe ever. Tell us about yourself. Like, where are you from? You know,
your
Instagram.
I'm traveling, but I go as Shajani. So that's my Instagram name. I think I want to say it's Shy.Johnny, but I could be lying. It might just be Shajani. But yeah, I go as Shajani on the shirts. I wouldn't call myself a sneakerhead. I would call myself a sneaker collector. So that's why I really like. I have a lot of shoes, but I don't have as many as I would like because I'm too picky. Like I'm not a retro person. Like I don't buy retros. I have one pair. I have two pair, and I don't wear either one of them. What else? I work at Finish Line. So I don't see every retro because I work at Sawgrass Finish Line, so we don't get retros, but I work at Finish Line. I've been there forever, and I'm probably not leaving my time. So I'm not, I will leave soon. But I've been there forever. I love it. I love the sneaker industry. I worked at Nike for a little bit, and that's pretty much what started my shoe collection, to be honest. Because before that, like I've always loved shoes growing up, but my mom, she was huge on like, you gotta buy your own shoes. Like if you want to buy all these shoes, you gotta buy yourself. And I didn't get my first job till I was 18 working at Nike. So that's when I really like went crazy. Like I had maybe like 4 or 5 shoes before working at Nike. And then I worked 1 month at Nike from December like 8th to January 4th. And I came home with like 10 pair of shoes.
I believe it. I believe it. I can't work in a shoe store because I come home with shoes every single day. Every single day. And I used to work retail. So I used to come home with clothes every single day. So imagine that. We're gonna start. These questions are all mixed up, so I don't know what's what. What's your most worn sneaker?
Definitely my Vapor Maxes. I do have a pair here, so I'll just show those ones. But they're not my most worn Vapor Max, but Vapor Max are my work shoe to go to. So I got these ones. I got every year starting in 2019. So I wore these every single day. When they first came out, I wore them every single day. And then I have the acronym Mach 2 Flyknit ones, the white and black with the yellow. Alexa Peace because they don't have the shoelaces. I wear those every day. Every day. And I stopped wearing them for a while because I was scared, but I started wearing them again.
Yeah, but you know what's really crazy? Like the bubble under the Vapor Maxes. I had a black and white one. I probably still have it somewhere. I don't want to throw it away at all. It actually popped. I stepped on some type of pin and it popped. So I was walking kind of like limping because it was deflated on the bottom of the shoe. And I won't throw it away, those shoes away for nothing. Show and tell us a pair of kicks that you've always wanted but don't have.
I'm gonna pull it out. I have two Holy Grail shoes, and they would be the Melody Asani. Is it a Melody Asani? The Fearless One mids with the Rolex on it. That's Melody Asani, right? I'm not tripping.
Oh.
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
I'm not really a mid person, so I really don't know all the mid colorways.
Me neither. And I don't want it to seem like, oh, she like mids, like she not a real sneaker person. Cause I get it. At my job, like we slander any and everybody. If you wear mids, like it's like immediately no.
My thing about mids is that I'm tall. I just feel like it don't look right on me. That's why I always get either high shoes or just low shoes in general. I feel like mid shoes always look better on people with smaller feet and shorter people.
I just don't like my one main thing about mids, like yes, they look weird, and then I like want to have my ankle show, but on mids, the tongues come out so high. And a lot of people don't notice that, but it was like one pair of mids that came out recently. And I forgot the name of them. They're like this two-tone, like real pastel green. They kind of look like the sea foams that had just came out, the high top sea foams. But they were, I think they're called the Duchess, and they're like a very cute green. I think the check was black, and they have like pink shoelaces. And I was like, oh my God, those are so cute. But I have a strong no mid policy, and I was gonna get them. I was gonna break it, but then I seen the tongue, and I was just like, hey, yo, like the tongue literally comes so far out because I think it's like the same tongue that they use on highs, but the shoe is lower, so it looks so weird.
And that's how I felt about the coconut milk mid ones. It was just a subtle color. Matter of fact, the coconut milk mid ones and the bone mid ones. Those are subtle colors, calm colors. I feel like you could just kind of, most spring, kind of wear them with everything.
These?
Yeah, that's one with the writing on the bottom.
Yeah, yes. I have that quote on my spine. That's my spinal tattoo. That's how locked in. That's how locked in I am. Like down my spine, if you knew what you had was rare, you would never waste it. And I stand by that. Like, and I know it's just like, Shiloh, are you serious? Like you got a shoe quote on you? Like, don't be that person. But it's like it's more than just that. Like it's more than just a shoe. And I need that shoe. Like before, like leave this earth, like that's the shoe I'm gonna get. And then the pine green Sakai's. I need them. And every time I'm like, Shiloh, just get them. I'll be like,
honestly, all Sakai's, waffle Sakai's, all black Sakai's. I like those. And then the dark iris Sakai's too. That's like the purple.
The only Sakai's I didn't like was like the new Sakai. Well, they're not the newest one, but like the new waffle Sakai. And then like all the colors are weird. Like on the navy blue ones, like it had like a red color to it. And I just didn't love like none of them that came out in that series. I think besides like the yellow ones. But like all the other colors, I was just like, these color combinations is just not it. But the pine green ones, and then I don't know what the name of them is, but like the primary school color ones, like they're like red, blue, and yellow. Yeah, I need those.
I think my holy grail will be the off-white forest forever. The shoe that I don't have that I want, but I won't pay a band for. I think that's ridiculous.
I like them, but I don't need them.
No, I need them. That's how I feel. Like I need those shoes. I think the only reason I haven't got them already is just because of the price. For resale, it's just ridiculous. Next question. Do you try to go for resale shoes or resale?
All right. So working in the sneaker industry, I am a resale queen. there's certain shoes like I will not get because I'm not paying resale for them. So I try to get everything for retail price, and then if I can't, I'm gonna trade. I got the Spartan Green Dunks. I was like, I'm not paying that price. So I went out and I got 2 shoes. I got the white Oreo 4s and like some aluminum Dunk Highs because I would never be caught dead in a pair of Dunk Highs. So I got those 2 shoes and I traded them. And then like I think I left like maybe like $10 on the table or something like that. But I was not paying that price. So I'll always, 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 before I try and go buy a shoe for retail, I will always try to trade. Like even for my foam runners, I traded. I was not paying that.
You know what's crazy? I actually have the Cruise, Dunk High, and the vintage Panda Dunk Highs, right? And I have them, but I'm really not a huge fan of Dunk Highs. I just don't know why. I just feel like it's weird to lace. It just overall weird shoe. I mean, it looks good, but then when it's on your feet, it's just like, how do I pair it? Like, how do I pair this? Like, it just don't look right on my feet.
I don't love the look. I don't know what it is about them. Like, maybe because to me, they kind of look like just like a weird, like one. Like, and it don't even look like highs. Like, they look like mids. And it still look like a funky mid. So maybe that's why I just don't get down with them. But anytime, like, I don't care what color it is. Like, when I was looking for the pandas, before I got the pandas, my store, we kept getting like panda highs, panda highs, panda highs. I was like, just get. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. And I waited. I'm not. That's a deal breaker. That and mids.
And I heard you mention you trade shoes, and I think it's crazy because, you know, shout out to people who trade shoes because they know what they're doing and all that stuff or whatever. I don't trade my shoes. I keep every single pair of shoes that I have. And I feel like if I bought the shoe, well, for me, the purpose of buying my shoes is to keep them. See, if I buy a shoe, that means I want it and I'm gonna keep it, especially if I go and I pay resale for it. But I'm just not a fan of trading my shoe. I'd rather wait and then go purchase the shoe if I can, try to get it retail from like local sellers, or I'll go and I'll buy it for resale price if I have the money for it.
When I trade shoes, none of the shoes I traded are shoes that like I will wear though. Like the Oreo 4s, I think I got in like a men's 10.5. So I was getting them for someone else, and then they ended up like being able to get them themselves. And I was just like, well, let me see what I can trade this shoe for. So like no shoe, I've never traded. The only shoe that I think I actually traded or sold that I wanted was the UNC Dunks. But I got a lot of money for those shoes, so I wasn't too put out about it. But once afterwards, because at first I was like, no, I don't want those because everybody's going crazy for them. I'm gonna see them all the time, and I don't like that. Like any shoe I have, like I don't want to see like ever really touch it. So I was like,
because I gave away the iridescent 11 lows. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get them. I ain't wear them too much. I was like, you know what? I barely wear them. I'm gonna give them away. And I gave them away to a family member. So when they come around and I see them with that shoe, I get mad because like I should have kept that shoe. And then I'm not gonna go back and pay resale for it, but I should have kept that shoe. And I be in my feelings about it every time I see it. Show us your favorite pair of sneakers from your current collection.
They're all my kids. They're all my babies. Thank you. I would say the shoe that everyone would expect to be like my favorite shoe would be this one. But to me, I don't like no, that's wrong. I love them, but I don't need them, nor do I wear them. But these, the twisted ones with the fur, yes. And then everybody that sees on Metro Collection, like, oh, these the best shoes you got. Like this your shoe. Like this your piece. And then I'm always like, they're in perfect condition for the most part. They're like very dead, like what's it, VNDS, very near there. Something yada 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 yada. But yeah, like I got all the stars still on the bottom, like all the grooves, yada yada. The midsole still pretty much there, like the toe box not creased. And I'm just like, oh, like these, like I love them. But I remember when they came out, like I got these on the return. This actually was probably one of like my craziest costs because these were returned to my finish line when I first worked there. And then everyone was just like, don't get them, like, ew, I don't like them, don't get them. And it just happened to be my size because this was before I ever even knew like what my size round was. So this is how I found out I was a 7.5. And everyone's like, don't get them, don't get them. Like, oh, you're wasting your money. I don't even like them. And I was like, I think they're kind of hard. So I was just like, if they're still here when we get paid, and that was like on like a Sunday, and I didn't get paid till Friday. I was like, if they're still here when we get paid, I'm gonna get them. Cause I was like, it's a return. Nobody's buying them. Like they's literally sitting in the store on display. Nobody's buying them. Friday candy was still there. I said, okay, I'm gonna get them, and I got them with my discount. So whatever the retail is on them,
Listen,
and then plus my discount
are going for right now, like on those resale sites.
$900.
Going for a hefty price, and I wear a size 9 in men's, so it's a common size. So that's size 9 men and 10.5 in women. That's a freaking common size, and that's why it's always hard for me to cop shoes on those apps like StockX. No, not StockX. Sneakers, Finish Line, all of that. It's hard for me to cop shoes on there because my shoes always my size is common.
As a Finish Line employee, we probably got the worst app ever created.
No, y'all do.
Y'all I can't even log into the app.
I can't.
Every time I try, I get like a faulty sign.
It's like, the best app I've ever. Matter of fact, Finish Line and Champs. I can't stand those two apps.
I don't even go on Champs' website just because I don't know. Like it's not even because like, oh, they're my competition store or whatnot. It's just even going into Champs, like I just it's just not giving. Like my store, we don't have nothing, but it's just something about a Finish Line that just resonates with my soul. Going into Champs, I was like, it's so I'm gonna head out. Like their closes was keeping them afloat. But my favorite shoe, real quick, I forgot, will probably be these. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't know.
Hard.
I don't know. Like a lot of people don't like them or don't love them, but these are probably like.
At first, I didn't like those shoes, but when I started seeing how people were actually dressing them up and dressing them down, I was like, you know, those are actually a pretty good shoes to have your, you know, your collection. Can you tell the difference between an authentic and a replica shoe?
I feel like if it's like, because some people be getting some top of the line replicas. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. If it's like a really, 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 really good, well, not even really, really, really good. I'm guessing. If it's a really good authentic shoe, like if it's a really good replica, no. But if it's like a replica and it's just like if it's like an obvious thing, kind of like if it's like a really popular shoe, like the Travis Scott 4s, I can tell you if it's fake offer because half the time the blue is like completely different from the real blue. Yeah. And then like Dior ones, I don't think I've ever seen a real Dior one. And then it's another in the mochas. Mm-hmm. The mocha ones, the Dior ones, and the Travis Scott 4s, I can tell you off rip if it's a fake. Now, some other things, I'll be like, no, those are.
I feel like it's a lot of detail. Depending on the type of shoe, it's a lot of detail, like the print, the fabric, you know.
You have to know.
Trademark at the bottom of the shoe, the trademark in the tongue, the print, the tag where it actually shows your shoe size. If that's different, if it's a different print, like if I have 2 ones and one of them has this print and the other one has a different print, like I could tell the difference. But that would be me really having to look for it. Like when people use the blue light and they're trying to figure out
I was just about to say it.
I don't know how to do that. Like, go ahead and do your thing. I can't do all of that. Like, for me to go get my shoes authenticated, I'd rather go to somebody. But trying to authenticate it myself, I think it just depends on what type of shoe. But it's hard for me to like really like depict if my shoe is fake or not.
But really, like, I feel like for me with a Nike, like, it's just that smell. The smell of a new Nike is very different from like the smell of not like real Nike or like not the same. Because I know like when Yeezys come out, they don't have like a very particular smell, but things like that. But the people who can authenticate shoes, I luckily wanted to learn how to do it, but I couldn't figure out how people was going to learn how to do this. Like I was like, is there a class or something? But I don't know. But I think it's cool. But
I just think you just kind of have to be around more people that wear sneakers, and especially those hype beast sellers. They're the ones that you will kind of, if you're around them, then you'll know. But I actually never paid attention to smell. I mean, I smell all my shoes when they come in. I just take a big whiff when it's fresh out the box. Like, okay, damn, that's that new smell. But I haven't paid attention to the difference of like Adidas or Yeezy and Nike. Never paid attention to the different smell or if it had a different smell. Other than Finish Line, how do you cop your sneakers? Is through any other apps or any other websites or stores, etc.?
Majority of my shoes don't even come from Finish Line because my store don't even get retros. But I go on sneakers. I just started getting lucky on sneakers. I've had some of the worst luck on sneakers in the past, but lately I've been getting lucky. Like I got exclusive access on the patent ones. I had the atmosphere ones like immediately after. I just got the Halloween Forces, like
the purple one.
Yeah, I just got those. Yeah, so I just got those when those came out. I've been getting kind of lucky. I'll shop with Finish Line, obviously, if I get a chance. But like I said, their app is so ass. But I did get the Mocha ones on our app. But like I said, it's still so ass. But it's a new sneaker store. Shout out to them. This is not Yes, I love them.
I haven't.
Those are my people. What did you say?
I haven't been there yet.
10 out of 10. Definitely recommend. Like, one, they're amazing. They're awesome. Super cool people. Yeah, they get me right. Like, they traded my foam runners for the UNC sixes. But yeah, so that's really like much the main places that I shop. And then I'll kind of, before I go on StockX, I pay resale prices. I'll ask my friends to like look around because my friend Mike, he's more into shoes than, well, not more into shoes than I am, but he's like way more, like he doesn't use StockX. Like he's going to find his shoe through like some other app. Like he's way more locked in than I am. I'm like, no, like if I can't find it off a quick like Depop scroll, I'm gonna go on StockX.
You have Twitter, sneaker Twitter is somebody's page. I don't even know who's ran by. That person literally drops gems every single day. It may not be what you want, but he drops gems every day. I was able to get my ambushes from him. I was able to get a whole bunch of other shoes from him actually. And what he'll do is just like, okay, these shoes are dropping at this time. You know, this site restocked this, and it's retail. It's retail price. So sneaker_Twitter. And right now on the sneakers app, the winterized 14s is on there.
I seen that. We had them in store.
The reserve for the dark marinas is on there. I think it's sold out like in adult sizes. I know Brotherhood sizes are still on there. My size is still on there, so it's probably gonna be on there till like Friday, and I get paid Friday. So if I can get it, I'm gonna get it. The UNC's, the kids sizes on there.
I seen that. I clicked notify me. I was just like,
yeah, a lot of reserves is on there too. I'm waiting for actually the cider dunks that drops next week. I think on the 19th. I'm just waiting to cop those. After that, I don't really care about everything else. I'm not really a big fan of the winterized 14. I feel like I won't be able to really dress it like how I want to. So
I just don't like them, but I'm not a retro person. So
yeah, I mean, I am. I really
and we can tell.
I really am. And I see you got a lot of red boxes too. So I know you're not a retro person, but I'm really, really a retro person. It's just my preference. It's really not because, you know, a lot of people wear mostly retros, they don't wear any dunks and stuff like that. I mean, now they are, but back then, like everyone was really retro.
I'm extremely picky. So for me to fall in love with a shoe, like it has to be something about it that's like setting it apart that I know is not gonna be like, oh, okay, like I'm about to see this shoe. Because then half the time, like the more so reason of why I be so annoyed with certain shoes is because it's like I'll see the outfits and I'm like that's it. And it just kind of ruins the shoe for me. Because I'm just like, that's the best you could come up with. And then that I had to keep seeing like pretty much that same exact outfit every single time. I'm good. Like, y'all got that.
Do you have a spending limit on sneakers that you'll purchase? Like, what's the most that you'll ever pay for a pair of sneakers?
I feel like my limit is always changing. But I think right now, I'm kind of tapped at like 300. Like, I think these was probably the most expensive shoes that I brought. And I want to say they were like maybe like 260, 290.
Okay.
And like that kind of made me uncomfortable. Like when I brought them, I was just like,
300 made you uncomfortable. I think the most I've ever spent, well, the most I'll ever spend is $800 on a pair of sneakers. The most I've spent already is $700 on a pair of sneakers.
You're not even too far gone. Like, that's the problem. Like, you're saying, oh, the most I'll ever spend is 800. Like, you was down here somewhere.
Because
like, I know.
I know I won't spend a band. I know I'll spend less than a band, but I
feel like if you're at 800, you'll spend a band.
Well, yeah, but I just feel like a band is just ridiculous.
Because that's only $200 shy. Like, $200 is easy to come. My thing is, like, I know I'm gonna like spend more money on shoes, but I know like if I don't set myself like a low amount, like I'm not going to care. You know, so like, and then I'm very like particular. So like half the shoes that be so like these extreme amount of money, I don't even really like that. Like I want the laser orange dunk so bad, but they're like just over $300. And I just have it. And it's not like I always like, it's not like I can't afford it. It's not like I'm struggling for cash or anything. Like it's just right there outside that $300, and I haven't been able to do it.
I think it just depends on the shoe, because honestly, I do think it's ridiculous that dunks are retailed at 100, and if it's a certain type of shoe, it'll be 110, 120, depending on the shoe, right? And then for somebody to go resell it for $400.
I'm like, y'all doing too much. You're pushing it.
They are doing too much. And that's probably a reason why I won't get the shoe. But I feel like the Union Forest, like the Guava Union Forest, those are $700. I'd pay $700 for those shoes because that's something I really, really want. Do I still think the resale price is ridiculous? Yeah. But will I still pay?
But didn't they like resell for, didn't they retail for a lot of money too though?
I think the retail price for those shoes was between $200 to $250, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, like that's like my thing. Like a lot of the times I won't be willing to spend so much money. Like I never brought Yeezys because one, like by the time I became like interested, even open-minded to buy Yeezys, I was like, hey, yo, like these shoes are expensive. But it didn't register until like a couple months ago. And I was like, oh, like Yeezys are so expensive resale because they come out expensive. I didn't know that because I had never paid
$200 retail.
Yeah, like I had never paid attention to them because I never wanted them before. So then I was looking because I got the Adidas Confirm app, which is worse than Finish Line. So we're not the worst.
Actually, yes.
They're worse than the Finish Line app. I will put everything I believe in it. But yeah, I was on the Adidas Confirm app looking at like, I think it was during like the Yeezy week or thing, like when he like dropped like a different shoe like every single day or something like that. And I was on there and I was just like, oh, these shoes aren't really reselling for much money at all. They're reselling for like maybe sometimes $100, or if it's like the really good ones, obviously like the wave runners and whatnot, they'll obviously have like a whole bunch of hundreds, but majority of them are like going for like less than like $60 to $100 over like the retail price. And I didn't know that. I was just like, dang, these shoes coming out for like this, that, and the third, and they're selling for that much. Like I'll never buy them. But I was just like, oh no, like that's only $6, like $60 more than what I would have paid. Like, so now I'm more open-minded to buying these.
But damn, that's how they make their money. Like for me, I don't think I'd ever put that much money over a shoe that's already expensive, because nowadays everyone wants shoes and they just can't afford them the way they really want to, which is why it's always hard for me to cop on any type of apps, because don't nobody want to pay resale price.
Yeah, everybody. Well, I feel like it's harder. Like, yeah, it's harder because like, a lot of people are on there trying to buy. But personally, I feel like, well, not personally, but like, I feel like it's so hard to buy shoes right now because it's a resellers market. It's too many resellers. Like, it's too many people. Like, because before, like, it just like, oh, just like a couple of people who would just buy like a one or two pair and then like sell them or trade them for whatever. But now everybody and their mom wants to be a reseller. Everybody and their mom is trying to like make money off of somebody. And like, cause like I know people who will literally get a shoe and then like, especially mids, like they'll buy a pair of mids or something that's only going for like $120. I'm like, so you spent $100 on that shoe to make $20? Like that's it? Like, why? And but their mindset is like, well, if I get like 10 pair and I sell them for like the $20 over, then I'm making X amount of money. I'm like, but that's so much money that you have to put into it to only make this amount of profit. Like if I'm going to sell a shoe, it's going to be the UNC dunks. They came out for like $85, so I got them in grade school. I made $250. Like I sold them for $250. I'm not selling a shoe for 20. Like anytime I tell everybody, like if I'm going to buy a shoe to flip, I need to make somewhere around $100. If I'm not making like close to $100, I'm not doing it because it don't make no sense. So I feel like that's why it's so hard, because everybody feel like they can resell, and it's like half the people that's reselling don't really have like the business mind to it. Like they just want to make a quick profit.
Selling sneakers is hard. It's hard. And even having the
It's,
storefront itself is hard. In Broward County itself, I've seen so many shoe stores open up and close down because it's just hard to sell sneakers. Like they're just, the price for resale is just ridiculous. So they can't keep up. And then they end up closing down within months.
and then because everybody's trying to sell the same thing, like nobody really has like a diverse, like everybody right now, pretty much like if you go to like a lot of these shoes resale shops, like all they'll have is like dunks. But it's like they don't have like none of like the super cool dunks. Like you'll go to a shoe store now, and it'll just be pandas. I'm like, bro, like they don't release the pandas like 20 times.
Yeah, give me
like,
the medium curries, give me the veneer dunks, give me those community garden dunks. I want
like something, anything. Like, yes, I'm like, I don't need no more pandas. Like the amount of pandas that I've touched, seen, like so, like I'm like, if you're still a resale shop and you're still selling pandas, and like I just don't understand how the pandas even still have any, like, no shade to the pandas, because I got a pair sitting right over here and I don't really wear them, but it's like, how do they still have any type of resale value? The shoes that came out like at least 20 times. How are they still going for $200, $300?
I mean, it's becoming like, I don't want to say like the Air Force Ones, but
that's what the plan
kind of feels like. That's what it kind of feels like, because you really have access to it almost everywhere.
I seen an article, like some poster something about it, and they're like, they're trying to make the pandas like the, sorry to cut you off, but they're trying to make like the pandas like the new Air Forces.
That's how I feel about the New Balances. Like everybody been copping the 550s, everybody been copping them like crazy. You feel me? And I feel like over time, especially the white with the, I forgot the name of the colorway, but just 550s in general, just like the Air Forces, it's a versatile shoe. The 550s have become a versatile shoe, and everyone and their mama is copying that shoe, and it's just gonna become just like the Air Forces. What is the oldest shoe in your collection?
The oldest shoe in my collection. Well, probably you're gonna laugh at me, and then when the people watch this,
I ain't gonna laugh. I ain't gonna
laugh. So a little backstory before I show my shoe. But I'm huge on individuality, and my shoes need to be so different, and if they're not different, then I won't get them. But a long time ago, when we were all in high school, it was a trend, like the whole Vans, the customized van trend, and everybody was getting their picture put on the Vans. And it was like the relationship shoe, and it was like they was getting it with their man, yada 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 yada. But I am a serial single person. I'm generally always single. And I was just like, I don't want to do that. Like, or like someone, they'll put like a cute picture. And I was like, I don't want to do that. Like, I want to do something funny, yada, yada, yada. So I did. And that's my oldest shoe. So these are probably my oldest shoes.
You use the Snapchat filter?
Yeah, it's the dog filter. I think it was like testing or something. I don't know, but that's my oldest shoe. Or probably the, I don't know how to say it. I'm not sure. It's probably those or these.
The Cortez?
Yeah, but I didn't want to get like the regular Forrest Gump ones. I was like, those are nice. So I got the ones with like the Chinelli.
With the bold outline. Those are nice.
I love these, but they hurt. So I don't wear them ever.
Really?
I love these. These my, because they're so narrow. And I don't have fat feet, but these shoes are for the strong. They hurt. I do not know how people wear Cortez, because they're extremely narrow. Like, whose foot is that skinny?
I've always wanted the Forrest Gump ones, but I don't own a pair of Cortezes. But Cortez, usually some of their colorways, a lot of people are actually slept on a lot of the colorways that they have. Like a lot of people are actually slept on that shoe in general. But those shoes, especially the Forrest Gump ones, which it's a simple shoe, so I see why people like it so much, but I do think it's kind of overhyped. in my opinion.
10 out of 10. Yes, definitely. Because that's not even their best colorway.
It's not. It's not.
They literally want it for the Forrest Gump. And then some of the people, like I've seen people who don't even know what Forrest Gump is. I was like, so what are you doing?
They don't know. They don't know. They just wearing it for the hype because somebody else got it, so they got it. Do you think you can label yourself as a sneakerhead or a sneaker collector if you have replica shoes in your collection?
No.
Why?
Because I feel like the whole point of being a sneakerhead or being a sneaker collector, a shoe enthusiast, is the hype of like getting the shoe, like with like original sneakerheads, like waiting in line, camping outside, standing, making sure, counting people off to see if you gonna be able to get the last shoe in the store, like those type of things, waiting in line now, getting up early, going down to the sneaker stores, like that. Like, so if I'm buying my shoes off DH Gate, like, no, you're a phony. I just watched a video on that. I just watched the video, some TikToker, and I don't even remember her name to call her out, but she was so happy, and like everybody in the comments like, "Oh girl, drop the link, drop the link." I was like, for it, and she got the patent ones of DH Gate, and I was just like, hey, oh, like what's the point? Like I get it. Not every shoe you're going to be able to get that you want. I trust me, I know. I done taken plenty of L's on sneaker. Like I know the pain of not getting the shoe that I woke up at 10 o'clock in the morning for. But that's the point. Like that's the whole part of being a sneakerhead, being a sneaker collector. Like being able to, one, get the shoes that nobody can get, and then not being able to get the shoes that you really, really had your heart set on. Like it's been plenty of the Melody Asani mids that I showed in the beginning. I woke up early. I had all my computers, tablets, cell phone. I called my sister. She at work. I like, just pull it up. I'm calling my dad. I'm calling my mom. Like, please, y'all, just be on the website at 9:59. Be on the website with the address and card logged in. Please. And still took an L. But that's the point. Like, if you can't take that many L's and still keep wanting shoes, you can't be a sneakerhead.
And you know what? I agree with you. But what about the people who are really into shoes? They know the background, they know the history, they can name any single, but they don't have access to money like that to get the shoes. And the shoes that they do get are reps. What do you say about those people? Because there's a lot of people who do that. Like there's a lot of people who actually have these websites just full of shoes, and their whole thing is it's not really fake, it's from the same place. It's just not from the Nike warehouse. So they feel like it's real. Like, what would you say about that?
But my thing is like, because replicas aren't free. Like, yeah, she didn't pay the prices that like I paid on exclusive access, but they're not free. Right. And then it's like, if you can't afford, like, obviously if you don't get the shoe for retail, boo-hoo, that sucks. And then if you can't afford the resale price, because it's not like they're getting replicas of like regular people's shoes. Like they're getting replicas of hype shoes. Like they're not getting replicas of like regular dunks. They're over here getting replicas of off-white dunks. They're getting replicas of like the most hyped ones. Like, to me, a lot of the shoes that I really, really want, that I obviously can't afford or whatever the cost may be, I'm not gonna get a replica, because it's like, if I cannot afford it, why am I faking the funk? Like a lot of us are broke. Like, be real, like a lot of us are broke. Like a lot of us cannot afford these things. Like if it's not for the retail price, a lot of us couldn't afford it, and we understand that. Like nobody is hating on you. Like no one's mad at you for not having the shoe. Like you're not about to, like, no, like it's not that serious. And that's the reason why when they drop shoes, they drop more than one colorway. Just because I won't get the UNC ones doesn't mean that I probably won't get the biohack ones, right? And that's why we have so many colorways, so that you can have a chance to at least get, if ones is my favorite shoe, I may get, it may not matter what colorway comes out, I may get it just because of the shoe itself. Right. Yeah. And then guess what? I'm still going to wear it. I'm still going to style it. I'm still going to make a statement with my shoe. And that's the reason why so many ones come out. It's just different because of the color. Right. That's how I feel about that. So people have opportunities to get shoes. They just rather
not. They just rather go get the unions because other people have it, and just because they don't have the money, they'll go get the reps.
That's cheating.
It is cheating. It is cheating, but for them it's not, because it's like, hey, I don't have the money, but I do want to be a part of the crowd. That's how it is. Like, you don't, it doesn't have to be like that, but that's kind of reality. Like, they just want to be a part of the crowd, but they don't have the money to be a part of the crowd. That's why a lot of people wear fake chains and, you know, all that stuff.
Like, it's so, but it's still like so many hard shoes that's like not hype. Like yes, I have some hype shoes, but like these are not hype. Like, but they're still hard. Like the Pyre Mosses, like not hype, but they're hard. Like, you don't have to have ones and Jordans, and I don't know why I say it, like, why do I separate ones and Jordans? But you do not have to have like retros. You do not have to have the newest or like the off-white dunks. Like, you don't have to have just like things like that, like the new Union 4s. Like, you don't have to have that type of shoe to be like a hype shoe or like a sneakerhead. Like, I don't have no retros. Like, I didn't give up retros just because I just didn't like the colorway, and that's okay. Like, but I know I still have a good sneaker collection now. Someone that's a retro person be like, oh, Charlotte, your sneaker collection is just kind of and
I mean, that's what defines you, though. That's what you like. That's your preference. It doesn't have to match. Like, your sneaker collection wouldn't have to match mine, because you have a different palette of tastes. I mean, everyone's different, but not everybody sees it like that. And but what's crazy is these people that's selling replica shoes, they make money. They make money.
They're not cheap. Like, they're still not cheap. Like the same money that these people are spending on replicas, you can just walk into your everyday shoe store and get a cool shoe that that's still flying off the shelf. I just feel like that's like the same, like the people that wear like the fake purses, like fake chains, fake jewelry. Like, okay, like whatever. I'm not that type of person. I'm not like, I got on the Pandora ring. Like, I don't really care. Like, to me, that's like insignificant. And I guess like maybe in the jewelry game, they're like, oh my god, fake jewelry. Like, how could she dare call herself into jewelry? But like purses and shoes, like, even like, not to like take away from like the sneaker competition, but like people are buying fake Telfars,
fake Birkin.
What? Like the fake Birkin, like, I'm gonna get y'all that. I'm gonna walk away from that conversation, because it's like that bag is someone's lifeline. But a Telfar,
they want to get with the hype, and
they're not like, yes, they're expensive, but it's not like, it is what it ain't. Like, if you have a job, any type of job, you can afford a Telfar.
You can, even though I have not hit on the one yet. Every single time I try,
literally every single time I've tried, I've gotten one.
Every single time I get on there to purchase a Telfar bag, I do not get it. But I am going to take advantage of, I don't know.
That's what I said. You don't want one because they got the lock right now.
Exactly, the lock. That's what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get that, and I don't mind waiting like however 4 to 10 weeks or whatever it is. I'm gonna do that. That lock.
4 to 10 weeks, girl. It's like 4 to 10 months.
Listen, I'd rather do that than to every time they drop at 9 a.m. I go on there at 9 a.m. and it's gone.
Wow. I literally
I don't know why.
Every single time I've tried, I've gotten it. I got the UGG one that just came out. I got I got the big Sarah. I don't want to mess up the name. The Cerulean blue one.
The veins. I just know I want that blue one.
What is it? The blue?
I want the blue one. I want the white one, and I want the black one. And that is nice too.
Yes, the Zoya pink and the yellow. I need.
Okay, so last question, which you answered, but if you wanted, for example, off-white 4s or just off-white 1s, which are over $1,000, and you couldn't afford it, would you buy a replica version? Which you stated, but that's the last question.
I wouldn't. No, I would, like, if I was that attached to retros and also like, I need to show my collection. Oh, honestly, like, I'm not even gonna sit up here and like, oh, I would save the money. I'll probably just spend like my whole check on it though. Cause I know me, like, I'm not the type of person to put money aside. Like, realistically speaking, like getting to know me, you'll realize like I have horrible spending habits. And I'm not the type of person to say like, oh, like, I'm just put a little bit of my money aside for this. no, I'm gonna just put the whole check. Like when something I have to pay for something, I'm gonna just put my whole check towards it because I can't. Like if I set money to the side, I'm gonna go pick it back up in a couple days. So I would just buy it like when I can afford it. Like if I wanted the Off-White 4s, because I'm not opposed to having them. Like if I'm making that type of money, because right now I make just under the amount to just pay for it outright. Like if I'm making that type of money and I'm like comfortable and I know like everything that obviously I have to take care of is taken care of, I would get them. Maybe not actually, that's probably a lie. But if they were offered to me for a decent price, I would get them, like no problem. But yeah, like I'm not the type of person, like no, it's not that deep. No.
I think what I would do is not, and it's not just Off-White 4s, that was just an example, but
Yeah.
any shoe that was just outright over $1,000, which is, ridiculous. I think the best way to cop the shoes would be just get a whole bunch of shoes that's not really, in your collection or shoes that you don't care for. Cop them and just trade it for that price or for that specific shoe that you want, because it can happen. Like people sell these shoes all the time, so it's available. It doesn't matter where it's at, it's available. It's just how you're gonna get it. So I'd get a whole bunch of shoes that's worth that price and I just trade it. That's what I would do. Just not any of mine, but
none of these.
I'll go get something else and trade it, but just not none of mine.
These over here.
I have a strict don't take my shoes policy. I'm not going to trade my shoes policy. I'm not going to sell my shoes policy. I'd rather go purchase another one just to sell it versus selling mine.
I personally, like, I'll just trade with a sneaker with a reseller, like a local reseller, like Soul Wavy. He's cool. He's the nicest. Soul Slayers, they like work together. They're amazing. Like, anything I need, any shoe I want, need, looking for, like I'll tell like them, and then sneaker lovers, I'm like, hey y'all, like,
what I got?
This shoe. I'm looking for this shoe, and it's like my foam runners. Like I told them, I was like, listen, I got these UNC 6s in your wife's size, but I'm gonna need some foam runners. And then for like weeks, I was like, we don't have your size, we don't have your size, we don't have your size. And then they got my size. She's like, when are you gonna come out of the store? We have your size. Come get them. Like that's me. Like I'm not about to do all the background work. Like I'm gonna tell you what I'm looking for. You find it, and then that's it.
I can't believe you traded them on UNC 6s though, but I get it. Foam runners are comfortable, so
I don't like them on me. I'm not a retro person. Like I like 6s, but I don't think I found out recently that I don't like the white version of 6s. So like the black UNC 6s, I would die for. But I did not like the white ones. And I tried them on, and I was just, because I got them in my size, and I tried them on, and I got them on my discount. But I tried them on, and I was just like, these aren't me.
I'm not really a fan of 6s either, but I'd say the reason I started liking them is because of Travis Scott 6s and the Aleli May. They're all
pink ones.
Yes.
Chokehold. I want those.
And I don't have no 6s. I'm not a fan of it. I just think it's just too much going on with the tongue and stuff like that. But that's the reason why I like 6s. But after that, I don't think I'd get any other colorway. The UNC 6s though, they're nice, and I considered getting them. I tried to get them, but then after that, I was like, okay, it's whatever, because I didn't really care for it that much. Yeah. But let somebody come up here with a Lady 6 list. I'm gonna get them. Best believe I'm gonna get mine. They going crazy right now on StockX Goat for a good price in my size for 10.5 in women's. But if I could get some shoes to trade for that shoe, I would. I definitely would.
I wanted the pink one. I don't know what's wrong with me, but the electric green 6s,
those are nice.
I like them. And everybody's just like, they're all right. But I genuinely like them a lot. And I don't know why. But I genuinely like, because I tried to go for my sneakers and I didn't hit for my size. I hit for one of my friend's sizes, which really upset me. And they ended up returning them. But I was just like, ever since then, I've been looking high and low. Like, I've been trying to get them for retail. It's obviously long gone since they came out. So I should give up on retail experience. But I genuinely, those shoes have a strong hold on me. And I don't know how. Like, I want to buy those. And then the Melody of Sonny 14s. Those are my next two cops.
I feel like the green on the electro green Texas, those stood out. And then there's the green bean fives is coming out in May. They're like gray, greenish. It kind of looks like these neon fours.
Do it kind of like chloroforms?
Not yes, no. It's literally this colorway, just in
fives.
Yes, green bean. And those, it has a hold on me. And I'm not really a fan of like
I don't like
shoes, and I really don't much really like fives. Green bean, I was like, oh baby, I got to get them, and then I hope I don't get an L because that'll be the day.
Well, I'll look out for your size. Yeah. The ones, like both of the ones, the atmosphere ones and the patent ones, they were not mine. I hit for somebody else, and I sold it to them for retail. Like,
because you nice like that, you sold it to them for retail.
I was just like, here y'all go, and they just brought me lunch. So that's really it. But yeah, like dunks. If you're a dunk person, like I get those in store. Like I don't get retros, but we get dunks in store. So if you ever need some dunks, like just text me and I'll tell you like, oh, like if I have them, if I don't have them.
Thank you, and I'll bring you lunch. I'll bring you lunch. I know food is the key to everyone's heart.
It is.
All right, so we appreciate you. We hope you come back and do interviews with us again.
I would love to.
And we love to have you. Go ahead.
Speaking of which, my coworkers, obviously I work in a sneaker store. My manager, he's like, well, if she ever needs like a different opinion, I'm available.
Okay, so we'd love to have the whole team. The whole team come tell us how Finish Line get their shoes. Come on in. But we appreciate you. Go ahead and tell us your Instagram and where they could follow you. If you have a Twitter, let them know where they can follow you, and so that they can hit you up if they have any questions.
All right. So my Instagram is Shajani. Let me confirm. And then I know my Twitter.
We're gonna put it in the description box after too.
Okay, that's even better. All right. So my Instagram is shi.jani. So at shy.johnny. And my Twitter is it's Shajani. So ITSSIJANI.
All right.
I got lost the translation, but yeah. And then this is my shirt. I made that shirt. So
okay, so they could cop that shirt too, right?
Yes. So I need to get more printed. The book print. I said I need to get some more printed, but I'm actually about to release 2 actual shirt designs because these are just like work shirts, like for my company that I'm in the process of creating. So these are just like personals, like shirts, but I'm actually about to drop like 2 actual like Shiloh the clothing line shirts soon. So all of that will be on my Instagram once it's up and running.
And we're gonna be
so things to look into.
All right.